Gaming news today is across multiple platforms as well as across the globe and across multiple regions, as the lead story for you today is Xbox pulling its consoles from other regions in the world. They have responded. We will look at their response as well as just some of the analysis of what exactly their response means. Also, Concord is apparently getting updates on Steam. We'll take a look at that. Mario and Luigi Brothership previews looking good. I will pull out some good conclusions at people that have hands-on with the game already. Marathon allegedly going to have some pre-orders soon. We will look at where that came from. And a Nuketown announcement for Black Ops 6. And then I have more games for your wish lists and your radar. Always make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell button if you like this kind of content. If you want to be here for the live shows, I am a safe for work broadcaster. If you hit the like button, it does help the video find more folks. And if you want to be a part of all the extra content that we do, click that join button and pick Member Plus. For $6, you get into all of the extra content that I do, as well as our Discord. So, Xbox, is it pulling its hardware from other regions? Well, somebody tried to put this on my radar yesterday. They tried to get my attention about this. And they said, hey, they're pulling the game systems from Saudi Arabia. And I was like, I've not seen anything, I've not heard anything. But then as the day went on, there were some tweets claiming the following. Here is one that said, hello, I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of Xbox consumers in the MENA region and especially in Saudi Arabia, after shops have confirmed to us that they will stop selling Xbox Series consoles because you told them so. How is a company such as Microsoft, with all the global influence and leverage, fail so miserably in maintaining a proper communication with the fans here and just abruptly cut everything? They went on to talk about how they wanted to see better localization support and things of that nature. Now, another tweet went out as well, and this one did need to be translated, but this is what the rough translation stated. According to what I received, Microsoft has officially informed major stores in Saudi Arabia that it will stop selling Xbox devices in Saudi Arabia. Even distributors won't be able to get the device. I asked Microsoft for a statement about this a few weeks ago, and they refused to give it. I think if the talk wasn't true, they would have denied it. So Jez Corden jumped on one of the tweets. He's from Windows Central because somebody mentioned him like, hey, what is going on? He said he would look into it. He wasn't like going to try to put a stop to it. He was going to try to get an answer. And this is what they said to him. Okay, he did get a response. Amy Silverman, the Xbox Chief Consumer Sales Officer, responded with the following statement, quote, Xbox devices are available in all current Xbox hardware-supported countries, including Saudi Arabia. Console availability may vary by country, but Xbox games can be played on consoles, PCs, and on phones, tablets, or TVs where Xbox Cloud Gaming is available. So, I'll be honest with you, my first thought was, here we go again with the non-answer from Microsoft, because this is not answering the question. It's simply saying the devices are available in those current locations, including Saudi Arabia, and availability may vary, but you can play Xbox games anywhere. Like, that was the response. Now, Tom Warren from The Verge seems to agree with me. He said the following. He said, I've seen reports about Microsoft potentially pulling Xbox consoles in Saudi Arabia. While you can still buy an Xbox in this region, reports suggest retailers won't be able to purchase new stock of consoles soon. Microsoft's comment doesn't directly address the stock rumors. So, I tend to agree with him on this subject. This response is not really an answer to what people were saying. This really reminds me of how Phil Spencer handled the CFO remarks roughly 1 year ago, when the CFO made it clear first-party games would be going to consoles that were previously considered competitors. Phil Spencer does an interview with also Jez Corden at Windows Central and said, we have no plans to bring Game Pass to PlayStation or Nintendo. And this feels like the same thing. You're giving an answer that's not really an answer, and it just quells the concerns for what is likely actually happening, which is first-party games came to other consoles, and you tried to make it sound like that wasn't happening. And now we've got reports coming out that you're telling these retailers they will no longer be getting consoles, and your answer is, oh, well, they're still available to buy there, but if this thing happens, if, availability varies, you can play Xbox games anywhere, almost using it as an opportunity to promote your other services and cloud gaming and all of that. Reports just came out before this happened that 1 year ago, Xbox console sales were down 35%, and now a year later, year over year, they're down 58% from that, just continuing to go down. That's practically a free fall. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they are actually looking at regions where the console is barely selling and they simply stop sending stock there. There's nothing about that is surprising to me in light of the reports that we're seeing, in light of the sales numbers that we're seeing for Xbox. And again, their very PR-friendly non-answer, it does not satisfy the question, which I think is very similar to what happened the last time something like this took place, and Phil Spencer gave a very similar non-answer to none other than Windows Central. So you're using these outlets to answer these questions and not really answering the question. Now, to the next story. Concord is getting updates in Steam, which people are like, what is going on there? Why? Now, they did said they were going to sort of figure out what they were going to do and how, like, hey, how are we going to bring this game back, if and when? And the PVE mode was actually getting updates. There's a line of code, there in the Steam database you can see. The PVE mode was getting updates 8 days ago. I don't know what that is. I've consistently said that this game would need to come back as a PvE cooperative game where maybe you go in, loot, extract, get loot for your characters. There's a lot of lore. There was that big, huge star map. I actually thought the game felt good. It felt good to be in it and move around and shoot, but nobody really wanted another 5v5 arena hero shooter. Now, there are people theorizing that this game is going to be switching to free to play. I don't think that there's a reason to think that that's what these updates are about. I do think if the game comes back, it will be free to play, but that's not the solution. That's just kind of the necessary thing that they're going to have to do if and when Concord does come back. I don't think these updates are related to free to play, though, given, as I said, they were editing the PvE mode. So we'll have to wait and see what the plan is for Concord, because obviously, they've got a lot here. They've got a lot of work that they did. They had cinematics planned for like every week or something. So I don't think this game is just going to completely vanish into thin air, but I also don't think that these updates to Steam are pointing to, oh, it's going free to play. I think that's just a very safe assumption that it will be, because if not, nobody's going to buy this when it comes back, right? You issued refunds to everybody. So I would assume if you want people to play the game, you want the funnel to fill up with players. When you make your comeback, you're going to have to make it free to play. Now, I don't have a trailer or gameplay for this next game because I'm always real hesitant with Nintendo and how they handle their trailers and their property. But Mario and Luigi Brothership have some previews. I'm going to read 2 quick conclusions just to put it on your radar that, hey, this is sounding like it's going to be a pretty good game. People seem to be pretty happy with it. NintendoLife.com said the following. Brothership will be a familiar return for longtime fans of the series, but a peppering of welcome additions makes this feel like a good launch point for those yet to set sail in Nintendo's silliest series. And then VGC said the following in their conclusion. After spending over 50 hours with Mario RPGs this year, the prospect of another massive adventure could have easily had us feeling burnt out. But after our time with Mario and Luigi Brothership, they call it Brotherhood. That's a mistake. Brothership. That wasn't the case. What we played was vibrant and dynamic, just like the classic games which spawned it. It's a small slice of a likely massive adventure, but Mario's year of standout RPGs looks like it could end with a brilliant crescendo. So, seems that those that are getting their hands on Mario and Luigi Brothership are enjoying their time, and that's obviously going to enter the discussion. Is it going to be a strong enough Nintendo game to land in the Game of the Year discussion, as the Zelda game probably landed a little bit too low for that to take place? Another piece that just sort of came out of nowhere is that marathon pre-orders could be happening very, very soon. According to thegamepost.com, marathon pre-orders are hinted in Destiny 2 game files could go live in February of 2025. Here is what they said in their article. Shortly after a recent update went live, fans began digging through the game files for hints about what's coming next, and a specific text string stood out. v820.offers.entitlements.d2.marathon.preorder. So that was inside of the game. So offer entitlements inside of Destiny 2 for a marathon pre-order. That was discovered inside, and many are speculating then that the marathons would open up as early as Q1 of 2025. Now, a recent batch of content creators said that they were actually at Bungie to play Marathon and give feedback. I still think this game is a bad idea. I don't think there's a market for games like this right now. I think it's incredibly difficult to bring a live service PvP shooter to the market. I don't care if you're Extraction, I don't care if you're Battle Royale, Hero Shooter, Arena, or like Fair Games, which is going to be like a competitive heist game. I think it's a fool's errand. I do not think the market is conducive to that. I don't think there's any notches for traction. I think everything is very slippery. You're going to slip right off the table. The Finals is struggling with player base numbers. X-Defiant struggling with player base numbers. And these were games that were well received and really liked and celebrated. I think Marathon, Fair Games, Splitgate 2, I think all of these games are going to struggle with the same thing, and that is maintaining a player base long term. Initial reception can be positive. Initial reception can be good. Player base numbers can look good in the beginning. It's not about that. It's about the months that follow, and that's really when the rubber meets the road. So, Marathon's going forward, and I'm just going to continue to say that I think it's a bad idea. If you're looking forward to Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and you're a big Black Ops fan, you're probably happy to know that Nuketown is coming. This is just a real quick one for you, just to let you know. They tweeted out yesterday, there goes the neighborhood. Nuketown comes to Black Ops 6 on November the 1st. So not at the launch date of the game, which is kind of typical sometimes. They like to stagger things like this. They'll do probably some fun 24/7 Nuketown modes or things like that. So for fans of Black Ops, for fans of Call of Duty, and for fans of Nuketown, it's coming on November the 1st. Now, I've got some games for your wish list or your radar. And the first one you might be familiar with, there's a game called Darklight that you can play right now. Really cool pixel art, side-scroller kind of Metroidvania that's gotten pretty good reception. The developers are working on one called Darklight Survivor. A lot of people are getting into the Survivor genre, and you might notice the perspective switching here. It switches from down over the shoulder third person to above the player, like in a classic Survivor game like you might have seen in Vampire Survivors, Brotato. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is one that I'm really enjoying, available only on Steam right now. Would love to see that game finally come to console as well. I would love to see Deep Rock Galactic Survivor get co-op. But you can see here, it's got the classic setup of like everything's coming at you and you're trying to attack and maintain your survival against the oncoming horde of enemies, but you can switch down to the first person perspective. Currently, this is just to put on your wish list or your radar. There's no date. You can wish list this on Steam right now, and you can play Darklight right now if you would like. Darklight is on all platforms, both old gen and next gen, if you want to check it out. And for fans of Portal, this is one that I want to put on your radar. It's not out yet, but it does have a demo on Steam. This game is called Total Reload with a release date of January 15th of next year, 2025. That is when it is coming out, so you can wishlist it. But if you want to give it a try, that demo on Steam is available right now. That's a great reason to be a member plus or VIP to my channel. If you click that join button and select either of those tiers, that gets you into the green room, and that's where I've been playing a lot of these games and showing them off. We tried out one yesterday. Actually, we went back to Witchfire yesterday, so if you're interested in that game, be sure to check out that gameplay. So this one's obviously inspired by Portal with the setup and the puzzle solving and just the overall vibe of the game. So if you want to check that one out, I would be sure to check it out. So those are two games that aren't out yet, one without a release date and one with a release date that's sort of close at hand. This game is actually out. It is called Evotinction. It's on Steam, it's on PS4 and PS5. It's sort of a stealthy game where you're trying to get through certain areas past different robots and things of that nature. It's sort of a game where you're battling against AI and different things like that. And I think the overall vibe of the game looks very cool. They basically say that you're dealing with quantum entanglement technologies and there's a potential threat growing, and so you're trying to sneak in and sneak past and do that. So if you like stealth games, if you like games where you're sort of sneaking around, this one actually has a good review score in the various places that I checked it. And again, it is available right now. So I like to have that, at least one of the games playable. Some of them are usually playable by demo, but you can see a little bit of the gameplay here, what it will consist of with different technology and different gadgets that you have, as well as different technology and gadgets that you have to avoid. So just a quick recap. Is Xbox pulling their console from other regions? Well, their answer isn't really an answer, and we can debate that. Concord is allegedly getting updates. We've got Mario and Luigi Brothership previews. Marathon pre-orders are apparently going soon, and people are going out and playing it. And we had a Nuketown announcement from Call of Duty, as well as some games to put on your wish list or your radar. So that's the gaming news. And now it's time for the discussion. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's get 200 likes. You guys have been crushing it lately. Like, I finished the opening segment and we already have over 100 likes. So let's go for 200 likes. Thank you so much. That does help out the video, and it helps us find and meet more people throughout this stream. And we do have a cool goal for the week. If you guys manage to hit this before the end of today, you can beat me up tonight. You can come play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero against me if you guys can manage to get to 500 members. So you might have to call in the big guns and get some of the big boys to help out, although a lot of 5 bombs add up quick, and there's already a bunch of you here. And we are continuing to entertain the idea of moving Friday nights to, now we're thinking maybe Friday afternoon, just so more of you could be involved. You guys help out with all these great fun, incentives and all these great things. So, hey, we might move it to Friday afternoon so more of you can take part. And I should be checking out Starship Troopers Extermination. I got a code for that. That'll be the second stream today. So if you've been wanting to see gameplay of that, we'll be diving in with that this afternoon. And Han shot first, and so did you. Sneaky Wolf says, well, all right, let's do it. And he takes us to 335, but then a 5 bomb comes in from Siege Master and takes us to 340, and then that becomes 341 because Biggie Smalls gifts a member as well. They're like, well, you don't got to tell me twice, Lone. If you're going to let us beat you up in Dragon Ball, we'll start gifting. Sorry, I was like really thirsty during that show open. I was like, oh my gosh, I should have taken a drink before I started the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in all week, every day for gaming news. And Raphael with the 10 bomb takes us up to 351. I now owe you guys 5 members. That's an Agent of Chaos 10 bomb, because he rolls us past 350, and now we're heading towards the next milestone. And Charles Freeman also does a 10 bomb as well and takes us to 361. Thank you so much for doing that, Charles Freeman. I'm going to do the 5 that I owe you guys right now. We're on a bit of a member train rocket ship, and a VIP renewal from Mike onto Mike also adds to the total. Guys, make sure you're celebrating those renewals. If you upgrade, it counts as 2, and I've got a new thing for you. Whenever we hit those milestones, right now we're trying to get 600 people at Member Plus and above. When we do that, I'm going to let you guys change the emotes. I'm going to let you guys get some new emotes, since it's going to be a long time until we probably unlock emotes. Well, we can do it on our own terms. So continue upgrading to Member Plus. It really helps out. And Hunter V with the 20 bomb, a monstrous drop on the channel to skyrocket us up to 382. That's a big one. Welcome in, everybody. If you get a gifted membership, you can get in to all of the members' content except for the green room. So if you like all the members' content that you get access to and you want to upgrade, it's only $1 to bump up to green room access with Member Plus. It's $6 a month. Welcome back, Charles Freeman, as well. That's a VIP. He says, let's start the day strong. All right. Let's get some opinions going here while you guys destroy the chat with gifteds. What do you guys think of this Xbox situation? I mean, I can't be... I know I'm not the only one, because Tom Warren and I, we do not see eye to eye on a lot of topics and a lot of subjects. We're very different, okay? His sort of view and coverage of the ABK merger was very different than mine, all right? But he said the same thing I said. He was like, that's not an answer. Microsoft's answer to, are you going to no longer be stocking, consoles to Saudi Arabia? And their answer was not an answer. It was, Well, there are consoles available in that region right now. And then they said, well, you know, console availability may vary. And if it does, hey, you can play Xbox games everywhere. You know, let me pull up the exact quote. I'll read it to you guys. I'm telling you, as soon as I read it, and there was like, well, there it is. Microsoft answered. It's like, no, they didn't. They did not answer at all. Listen to this answer. They said, Xbox devices are available in all current Xbox hardware-supported countries, including Saudi Arabia. So if you're asked the question, hey, are you going to stop supplying Xboxes to Saudi Arabia? And your answer is, oh, Xbox devices are currently available there. Huh? And then they go on to say, console availability may vary by country, but Xbox games can be played on consoles, PCs, and on phones, tablets, or TVs where Xbox Cloud Gaming is available. It's like, oh, okay, so you're pulling it, right? Eugene says, I read the quote and saw the response and couldn't believe what I saw people saying about it. They didn't say anything of note. It's all deflection. It's the exact same playbook that Phil Spencer used 1 year ago in November when the CFO said what he said, and then Phil Spencer sits down with Windows Central and he's like, we have no plans to put Game Pass on PlayStation and Nintendo. And everybody thought, yep, see, first party games aren't going to PlayStation or Nintendo. And then 3 months later, they do a podcast and they're like, yeah, we are. Like, that's what this feels like. It feels like the exact same thing. 11 months from Jordan. Hey, fam, how do you do the $1 member plus upgrade? I want to help you out. Love the show. Keep it moving. Here, there's going to be a link in chat for you, Jordan. There's an upgrade command. You basically have to go to that link and then you're able to upgrade. If you're on a phone, an iPhone especially, go incognito and log in through your browser. Using the app is a nightmare. That's the trick on the iPhone, is incognito in your browser. And Big Juicer renews their Member Plus. Anytime you guys upgrade, it counts as 2, and then every month you renew after that, it adds to the goal. I wish Xbox pulled out of Canada before I bought my Series X. And a 5-bomb from Alfonso takes us to 389, a little bit closer to the goal of the week where you guys can beat the tar out of me tonight in Dragon Ball. Y'all ready for Halo on PS5? What's good, Brian? How are you? The court's ruling to open up Google's mobile store in the U.S., Sarah Bond says, will allow more choice and flexibility. Our mission is to allow more players to play on more devices. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Right, that's going to advance their plans to have their mobile storefront. Eugene says, given the substantial decline in console sales, I wouldn't be surprised if manufacturing orders for new ones have significantly slowed or even stopped. Restocks in general may be limited. That's what I'm saying. Look at the sales reports. Raphael with a VIP says, thanks for the content, and bumps the line to 390. Ooh, he's serving it up right there. Right there, a 10-bomb. Nice layup. If you guys drop a 10-bomb right now, it's 400. Then you're on the runway to the end. Thank you so much, Raphael. I think that feeds into the pullback. Right, like, did you... The thing that drives me insane about this, too, is, like, nobody understands what year over year means, apparently. Like, Xbox was down 35% console sales this time last year. Year over year, they're down 58% from that. And then people are like, yeah, well, PlayStation's down 17%. Yeah, this time last year, they were up 175%. So they're down 17% from 175 up. You understand how that works? And like, oh, well, Nintendo's up 1.5. Yeah, Nintendo was down like 28% this time last year, so they're up a teeny bit and still negative. It's like people don't know what these terms mean. Charles Freeman slams it home with a 10-bomb. There it is, the tag team dunker, and you're on the runway now. You are on the runway. 400 members. Hunter says, if we get Member Plus upgrades, I'll drop a 20 bomb. And Hotshot with the 5 bomb Agent of Chaos. He was waiting for that. Thank you so much. You are the Agent of Chaos. Thank you so much, Hotshot. I owe you guys 5 more. And we are full on bouncing back. You guys are the best. There's almost 600 people here. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Hitting that thumbs up is free, and it helps out the video. Y'all are the best. Most people can't even understand simple math like adding and subtracting, let alone year over year. It just goes right over their heads. It could just be them pulling back to the start of the Xbox rumored in 2026. Okay, so Visual, do you believe that? I've heard the same rumors. I don't believe it. I don't think they have a big console coming in 2026. Maybe a handheld. I think that's their hardware in 2026, personally. I think it's a handheld. I don't think they have some next-gen, thing on 2026. I just don't see it. If they bring out some crazy next-gen console in 2026, I have about 18 different questions. And the first one is, what are you going to do with the Series S? And a single gifted comes in from Patrick Q. Guys, new subscribers today as well, man. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. If you haven't hit it yet, it's how you talk in my chat. It's free to subscribe. And then you can talk and join the conversation. A bunch of armchair business QB trying to Monday morning quarterback, and they don't even know the basics of year over year. It's wild. Right. The 17% drop in sales is because of the PS5 Pro announcement. Well, it's also just a general slowdown, Hotshot. Like, if you go up 175% and then the next year you come down from that, it's going to be a negative year over year. That's what people don't understand. The number can't go like this. It's always going to go up, and then it will always come back down. So when you skyrocket up 175%, and then the next year, you're not at that level anymore, it's recorded as a decline. But you're still way up there. It's like Nintendo's going down, right? They're down last year, 25% or whatever it was, and they've come up 1.5% from that. They're still down. That's what people don't understand. It's like, all they see is, oh, PlayStation, Xbox negative, and somehow Nintendo's up by 1%. It's like, look at the previous year. Good golly. When you see that YOY year over year, that means you have to reference the previous year to see what exactly you're looking at. And a 5 bomb from Dynamite Black takes us to 411. You the best. Thank you so much, Dynamite Black. Good morning, feed. How are you? Good to see you in the chat feed. Down 35, down 58. So that means if they were selling, for every 100 units they were selling in year one, they're now only selling 31. That's how far down it is. That's insane. That's insane, dude. All right, let's just have the questions kind of running throughout as well. Quintar with the Member Plus. I need to check the back end. Is that an upgrade, Quintar? I think you were already at Member Plus, were you not? I feel like you were. Let's double check. Thanks so much for being here, guys. So close to 200 likes. Just a couple more. Let me check the back end here. Oh, yeah, you've been at Member Plus for 21 months. Thank you so much for doing that. But that means it adds to the total every month. I was just making sure. If it's an upgrade, it counts as 2. I give you guys credit for 2 anytime it's an upgrade. Jesse Ritchie did a Member Plus upgrade. I don't know if I gave you credit for it. I'm seeing you 0 days at the member tier. That should count as 2, Jesse Ritchie, if you're here. Nice shirt, Lono. Thank you. And a 20 bomb from Quintar. He says, I want to see Lono get beat up in Dragon Ball. Bumps the line to 432. That's a big one from Quintar. And there's a gauntlet been thrown down by Hunter. If you guys start upgrading to Member Plus, he said that he'll drop a 20 bomb. Let's set a little Member Plus upgrade goal. Let's get 5 people to upgrade to Member Plus. Let's do it. 5 of you. upgrade to Member Plus, and then homie can drop his 20 bomb. I'm setting a goal, not just one. I want to see 5. Make them wait, Hunter. Don't just be dropping 20 bombs willy-nilly. There's no way you took a picture of your screen. Doc Dark getting back in. Yeah, I've not seen Doc Dark in a minute. Belphegor with a 20 bomb. We have a 20 bomb member train going right now. How many 20 bombs in a row? And a Member Plus from 8-Bit Dad renews us to 453. Thank you so much. 2 20 bombs back to back from Belphegor and Quintar. They sound like wrestling partners. They're tag teaming it up, dude. This is big. You guys are crushing it. What's good with you, my G? Is Doc in the chat? I don't know if he's here. It said sometimes it'll gift them and they're not here. Yeah, I don't think he's here. I tried to add him and it's not letting me add him. Trying to find the upgrade feature on incognito mode. So if you go to you have to request the desktop version of the of YouTube as well. Like, so you go incognito, request the desktop version of YouTube, and then you click on membership, and it should show you your perks, and there should be a change tier upgrade or something like that. And Danny renews a VIP and takes us to 454. Thank you, Danny, for renewing. Headed to the barbershop in case I miss the 5 people. I'll drop them later. No worries, Hunter. We'll keep an eye on it. We want 5 people to upgrade to Member Plus. I'm gonna start setting incentives for that, because if you guys hit 600 Member Plus and above, I'm gonna give you new emotes. We're gonna swap out some of the emotes nobody's using. Celebrating selling part of my property. You're welcome, guys. That's very kind of you, Belphegor. Congrats, man. PS in comparison, if you're up 175 and you go down 17%. Right, exactly. So for every 100 units they were selling year 1, they bumped up to 275 and now down to 228. Right. That's still more than double. Gifted going hard today. It is going hard today. Yeah, if we hit the goal too, I'll give you guys some emotes for tonight that you can use. I'll give you some Dragon Ball. That's what we should do. We should do emotes themed with whatever we're doing that week. And when you guys hit the goal, because I can go in and change emotes really easily. We'll do a bunch of Dragon Ball Z emotes for tonight when you guys beat the crap out of me in the game. You know? Oh, man. I have Game Pass, but I still buy most of my games that I play. Microsoft has seemingly cannibalized its Xbox division with Game Pass. All you got is console sales, but don't want to talk about hardware, time, change. It's not about console sales. You're having a hard time making a functioning sentence. Listen, King Xbox, I don't understand how it can't be about console sales. The more consoles you have in the market, the more customers you have. The more customers they have, the more buying power you have, the more leverage you have with publishers and developers to bring their property to your platform. Xbox is literally getting skipped by third-party devs, dude. Are you not paying attention? Khalid, with 34 months and a Member Plus, I demand that you guys make Lono play as Yamcha and beat the crap out of him. And that bumps the line to 455. And another gifted comes in from Raphael and takes us to 456. DBZ emotes would be sick. Yeah, we could do that every week. I think that'd be fun. I think we need to make it a little bit more of a momentous thing when you guys hit the goal, because it's really kind that you do that. Siryu with the 10 bomb takes us to 476. I owe you another batch of gifts. I owe you 10. I owe you a 10 bomb right now. Holy mackerel. You guys are going nuts. I'm probably going to get shut down. They stopped me from buying them after a while. Take a screenshot, please, says Tamer. It doesn't matter. It's fine. That's literally what Nintendo and Sony have been doing since the beginning. Even Xbox were counting on console sales at one point. Yeah, this is the problem with that mentality of like, oh, console sales don't matter anymore. Why? Because you lost? What are you going to go play football and then be like, at the end of the game, be like, yeah, touchdowns don't matter anymore because we didn't score enough. Like, that's the silliest thing. Like, for all this time, you know, PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox were out here trying to sell consoles. And suddenly Xbox realizes they have to take a different strategy. It's like, well, yeah, console sales don't matter. What are you talking about? What do you mean? That doesn't even make any sense. Yes, they matter. Saturating the market with your hardware gives you power to the degree that Bobby Kotick during the FTC trial even spoke with an air of regret about how they feel like they underestimated the Switch. PC beats all. I mean, you can say that, but that doesn't negate the fact that the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation are getting market saturation, and that matters to the gamer, that matters to the games, it matters to the developers, it matters to investors. You just want to act like because PC has a very big user base on Steam that these other companies aren't also doing well with their hardware market saturation. One does not negate the other. Console sales do not matter for Xbox anymore. That's not what we are saying. It explicitly matters for Sony and Nintendo. Yeah, the person I was interacting with, Solemn, said, oh, times have changed. Console sales don't matter. He was like, all you have is console sales. Yeah, I also have like 7 exclusives that I can play on my PlayStation this year. Like, I don't just have console sales. I'm not just parading around with a spreadsheet. There were like 7 exclusives this year on PlayStation alone. I played a handful of them and had a great time. I had a great time in Stellar Blade, in Helldivers, in Ronin. You're like, well, Helldivers is on PC. It's a console exclusive. I primarily play on console. So it's like, it's not just about console sales. It's also about what that leads to for the consumer. And another 10 bomb from Quintar. And he's got us right on the doorstep. So many gifted members. We also have a goal. We want 5 people to upgrade to Member Plus. And then Hunter's going to drop a 20 bomb. So upgrade your membership to Member Plus and celebrate it in the chat. Google says that Xbox sold 7.5 million Xboxes in 2023. PlayStation sold 20 million. Raw numbers are easier for people to understand versus relative percentages. Right, so PlayStation sold 3 times as many Xboxes. 3 times as many of... Yeah, I said that right. Yeah, they sold 3 times as many. 3 to 1. That's insane. Thanks for the gift, says Matty Beast. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. If you guys have been riding Gifted for a while and you got that really nice badge, be sure to say thank you to the people that make that possible. And if you could pay for your own membership, upgrade and get out of that member pool, man. Give up your seat to somebody else. There are so many people right now that cannot afford the membership, right? If you've got that long-standing membership and you're like, you can't afford it, then I'm glad you're here, because that's at the generosity of another. Thank you for doing that. Dan, with a Member Plus renewal, bumps the line to 487. Thank you so much. Louisville next weekend for the Miami Hurricanes football game. Oh, you're gonna be in my neck of the woods, huh? That's where I live. 3 to 1, dear Lord. Oh, what did Xbox King say? What did he say? Xbox have enough games in development where they don't have to depend on third-party games like PlayStation. You say that, but they've largely only given you third-party games on Game Pass for the last 4 years. What are you talking about? The primary value offering of Xbox the last 4 years has been Game Pass. Almost the majority of its saturation for the last 4 years has been third-party. What are you even talking about? You want to talk about games that were already in the market that they suddenly owned? Like I love seeing all of the first party comparisons on Twitter, and they include things like Ghostwire Tokyo. Oh my gosh. Like there's nothing wrong with having a lot of third party games. Also, the last I checked, nobody gives a frick about that except for people keeping score on Twitter. Nobody cares about that. Do you think the average consumer was playing Stellar Blade or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Rise of the Ronin, or any of those games? Do you think they were playing those games and they were like, I would have enjoyed this a lot better if PlayStation owned the studio? You know, some of the games they paid for the publishing, they paid for the marketing, they're in contract with the company, they own the IP, like with Helldivers 2, and they're like, well, yeah, I would enjoy the game more if they actually owned the developer. Nobody cares about that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the game. Consoles live off third-party games. Yeah, like third-party is not it only recently became a diminishment of value by people who keep score in a really, really weird way. It's like, Redfall was first party. I'd rather have Ghostwire Tokyo. But even Redfall, it's like Redfall was in development and it was coming to the market regardless of the acquisition. Like, that's the point. Is it's like, who cares who owns the studio? If you got a bunch of third party on Game Pass for the last 4 years, that doesn't diminish Game Pass's value. Doesn't that make Game Pass worth it to you? Seriously, think about this on the other side of the coin. You're constantly getting games on Game Pass that are third party. That's not a diminishment of Game Pass's value. If anything, it elevates its value. It's like, wow, I signed up for Game Pass and I'm constantly getting games. I'm constantly getting games to play. If you're going to diminish third parties' value, do it evenly and say, well, then Game Pass must suck really bad, because the vast majority of what has hit Game Pass for the last 4 years has been third party games. Oh no, that's a good value to you? You like getting third-party games on Game Pass? Well, I'm sure PlayStation owners also like getting third-party exclusives on PlayStation as well. You see how that works? That's called being consistent. That's called being consistent. It's like, if you're getting third-party games on Game Pass and that's a value, then PlayStation getting exclusives that are third-party is also a value. You just choose to make it a diminishment of value on one side and not the other, which is basically shows you that the argument is broken. It doesn't even make any sense. It's defunct. It doesn't function. It's like, what? Eugene says, what does Xbox not caring about console sales have to do with you as a consumer? Yeah, they suddenly stopped caring about console sales. That actually has an effect on you as a consumer. The first-party comparison is trying to flex from a trillion-dollar company standpoint. It's all Xbox fans can do is flex that the company is 30 times larger. Right, like you want to talk about how they have more money and they have more first-party. Nobody cares about that. The consumer doesn't care about that. Yeah, they have a lot more property, and guess what? They're not giving it to you as an exclusive anymore. John Carrington with a Member Plus. Let me check the back end here, John, and see if you helped us with the goal. 0 days. He just upgraded. Jordan coming in. I think I said John. Jordan Carrington gets us to 89. That's the first Member Plus upgrade. We need 4 more. We need 4 more people to upgrade to Member Plus. Thank you for figuring it out, Jordan. Otavio Cruz, that's the 20th time you've done a super chat. He says, if console sales don't matter, then why do the pro sales that were analyzed under a microscope? Yeah, that's a good question. Console sales don't matter, then why are all your Bleed Green podcasts celebrating that the PS5 Pro, quote unquote, didn't sell out? It's a pre-order, so sure, Jan. Didn't sell out. The pre-order? Like they can make more. Like they can make more of them. But I thought, console sales don't matter. So it doesn't matter that it didn't quote unquote sell out. I'm a console player. Console sales matter. It means I get more games made for me. It means the ecosystem bought into that you bought into is healthy. It means my product gets supported. It means a lot. And MASH with the 20 bomb. He comes in and says, do you honestly think I'm not going to get a piece of this? And he gets us to 509. That is an agent of chaos. I tell you what, we'll do a stretch. What should we do in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? You got to come up with something that I have to do when I'm playing. Something to make it even worse. If you hit the stretch. Yeah, you guys got it. I got to play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero against you tonight. So I'm in trouble. It's going to be bad. What do you want for a stretch goal? We want him to play with a blindfold. Oh, man. You have to play as Krillin. And a gifted from Dynamite Black says, we're not slowing down. We're not leaving. We're not frickin' leaving. That's what he says. And I owe you guys 5 more members. I got to spike my hair like Goku. I don't have enough hairspray for that. My hair is already kind of spiked up anyway, you know? I mean, it's definitely not a Super Saiyan spike, but, you know. It's a medium Saiyan spike. And Raphael gifts 1 to bump the line a little bit more, 511. People just need to decide. Yo, you guys get to pick my characters if we get the stretch goal, so I never get to pick my character. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. If you hit the stretch goal, I never get to pick my character. And you guys always get to pick my character. And another one from Mike on the mic. We got a single gifted train going. You guys are crushing it. And a member plus renewal from Rashin. That goes and adds it. Invert the sticks. Oh, come on. I've got to be able to play the dadgum game. Thank you for the member plus renewal, Rashin. I appreciate it so much. Guys, we still have a goal of 4 more people upgrading to member plus, and that will make Hunter drop a 20 bomb. So guys, get to upgrading. And another one comes in from Dark Taco. Thank you guys so much for continuing to gift to the channel. I'm not bleaching my hair, no. Yeah, inverted sticks is too much. I'm barely going to be able to stay alive in the matches as it is. You sound excited for this Dragon Ball night? Hey, man, it's just fun. It's just fun to have a thing that we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys some Dragon Ball emotes. It's going to be fun. Going to be a fun time. Run and fun together. What is this? A $2 super chat from Mike on a mic. You got to play as Hercule, Mr. Satan. Isn't Hercule, isn't that the guy that does the voice for Torg in Borderlands? Isn't that Hercule? I remember my friend always saying that yeah, that's Hercule, man. Oh, hang on. This is a trailer for Run Out, Run and Fun Together. What is this? Run, battle, and collect with friends on fun, unpredictable maps. That could be a fun game for like a creature game, but that's definitely not a game that we would do like a public stream with. We're gonna beat him? Yeah, probably. Anyways, back to the conversation. Guys, thanks so much for being here. So many people here. Man, smash that like button. Let's get 300 likes. Let's do it. Is dadgum a Southern expression? I believe that it is. I'm originally from Northern Ohio, but I've lived in Louisville, Kentucky for 22 years. So I've lived here longer than I lived in Ohio. I love it here, by the way. I'm in God's country, brother. This is bourbon country. This is where you want to live. And they say stuff like that here. Jerryth with a member plus renewal, and he says, choo choo. He tees it up right there. That's a 10 bomb from the next milestone of 525, where I'll owe you guys 5 members. And super chat from Charles Freeman. Don't we have a member, SSJ Havoc, I believe? You got to play him in a couple matches as a stretch goal. Oh my gosh. You guys are all going to beat the tar out of me. Are you kidding me? I don't play these games. Watch Lona become a DBZ Sparking Zero God. You guys put me through the ringer. I come in on the other end, and I'm a champ, you know. Guys, it's a Dragon Ball channel now. And Devin Posey does it. He adds a member plus. Member pluses and VIPs count as 2. That's 517. That's 2 people at member plus. We need 3 more to do a member plus upgrade or brand new. And then Hunter has to drop a 20 bomb. And MASH with the 20 bomb does another one and takes us all the way to 537. MASH is a madman. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, MASH. I owe you guys 5 more. I'm going to do it now while it lets me. Eventually, it shuts me down, and I have to stop. I always have to end up stopping. It rejects my payment. Need a Lono powering up filter? Yeah. Yeah, it's just raining members right now, dude. It really, really is. You guys can get another 20 bomb out of Hunter. I love that idea, by the way. Like the big boys throwing down those gauntlets and saying, hey, I'll drop a 20 bomb if people upgrade. Because we really, really need more people to upgrade to Member Plus or VIP. You get into more content. It supports me directly. It makes room in the member pool for others. So thank you so much. And Nuke 504 with a member plus. We'll see if that's a brand new one or not. Phil Spencer, you gone, buddy. What do you mean? You think Phil Spencer's going to leave? I don't think Phil Spencer's going to leave, dude. And there it is. There's number 3, Nuke 504, just upgraded to Member Plus. It says he's been at that member level for 0 days. Welcome in, Nuke 504. That's 3. We only need 2 more people to do it. Only 2 more people need to upgrade. I appreciate you guys so much doing that. I hope you like all the extra content. When you upgrade, you get into the green room. It's weird that we talk about first party like they aren't making anything because it hasn't been announced. Well, okay, so this is what happens, Trash Beats. I've been kind of monitoring this for the last 4 years, okay? It's never about what has happened, right? It's never about what has happened. It's always about, oh, well, it's coming. So, you know, PlayStation has a steady cadence of first party, and then it slows down this year. And they're like, yep, they don't have any games. And it's like, I'm sorry. How much first party did you release this year? Oh, Hellblade 2. Okay, well, Astrobot. Yay, it's tied. We can celebrate tying in a contest that no one gives a frick about. Yay. What? Oh, Indiana Jones is coming. Okay. 2. Well, thanks for catching up. I mean, Xbox took an entire year off, and Phil owned that was bad. Like, what are we talking about here? Yes, I will readily say that both Xbox and PlayStation need a more steady cadence of first party. They do. PlayStation took their foot off the gas. I think they're sandbagging for the PS5 Pro. I think PlayStation's cadence of first party will become more predictable the next 4 to 5 years because we're entering the back half. We're entering the back half of the gen, and that's typical. So what I think we're going to get is we're going to get 2 to 3. We're going to get 2 to 3 first-party PlayStation games a year from here on out. That's what I think we're going to get. I think they took their foot off the gas. I think they sandbagged and delayed a bunch of stuff because of the Pro, and I think starting next year, you're going to see a better cadence. I have no problem admitting that, like, hey, it was kind of disappointing for them to go so quiet. It was disappointing to see them slow down, but I had plenty of games to play anyway. I had plenty of games to play this year. I had games I didn't even play. I skipped because they weren't necessarily for me. And a 10 bomb from MASH puts us on the doorstep of 550, 547. MASH doesn't quit. It doesn't. Let's get a couple more singles, and I'll owe you guys another 5 bomb. We'll be at 550. Jiminy Christmas. Well, and then the other thing that gets me is that picture that compares the number of first-party launches. Like, it includes games that aren't even exclusive. It's like you're including games like Call of Duty and Ghostwire Tokyo, and you include PC games, like games that were only available on PC. I forget the name of the one. It's like, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, why are you taking credit for games that aren't even exclusive? So it's like, yeah, it's been a pretty good first-party cadence here. And it's like, well, yeah, when you include games that weren't even exclusive to you. Nerd Bucket, I see you on the back end. Nerd Bucket upgraded to Member Plus. That is $5.49. We need one more person to upgrade to Member Plus, and Belphegor with the 10 bomb takes us to $5.59. Unreal. Thank you, Nerd Bucket. We wanted 5 people to upgrade to Member Plus, and we got 4. Team Ambush says, that makes no sense. Sony's most successful division is the gaming division. It's the opposite for Xbox. Team Ambush, who are you talking back and forth with? Yeah, the Ghost game, Death Stranding, and maybe Venom next year. Death Stranding's not first party, but it'll certainly be an exclusive for a time period. Why do you care about games anyone can play or games you can't play? Right, like you're including games that aren't on Xbox, PC only. You're including games that everybody can play. Like you're including games like Call of Duty. You're including games like Ghostwire Tokyo. Like, I don't get it. You're getting your butt whooped tonight, bro. I hope we can start having more things like that you guys want to tune into. Now, we have said that we might move Friday nights to Friday afternoon so more of you can come, because I know a lot of you guys can't come to Friday nights. So we might move that. I want more of you guys to be able to be here when we have these really awesome celebrations. What do you wait to drop till the end of the stream so you don't get locked out in these kind of days? No, I typically get locked out when I try to do multiple 50 bombs. I don't typically get locked out when I'm doing 5s and 10s. And I like doing it throughout the stream. Like, I don't understand why you would celebrate first-party games that are on both consoles. It's like you're claiming that, oh yeah, it's been both have had a pretty steady climb, and it's like half of those games you only get to count because of acquisition. You don't get to count them because Xbox invested in their studios and brought new property to you. They just bought them. Some of them were purchased after they had already released exclusive timed on PlayStation, like Ghostwire and Deathloop. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, I truly don't get why you're celebrating that. What's that do for you? So, let me get this straight. Did you enjoy Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop more because after they came to the market, Xbox owned them? Were they suddenly better and more enjoyable games? Like, I played Stellar Blade and I loved it. Would I suddenly enjoy it more if PlayStation acquired the studio? Do you see? It's got to be some of the dumb. It's just dumb. It's dumb logic. It doesn't make any sense. Deathloop was an amazing game. I thought it was pretty mediocre, to be honest. And a lot of people agree that got weird media darling treatment. Skill Up's review of it, I think, is spectacular. Like, I don't suddenly enjoy a game more because of who owns it. I enjoy the game on its merits. I celebrate good games personally, even if on both. But I celebrate the devs on it, not the platform that bought them. Right. I don't argue for what exclusive or first-party games Xbox does or doesn't have, says Solemn, but I will argue for PlayStation's own success. Their main offering is their exclusives, and it's more important that they have them. More important in what regard? Why? More important to the consumer? More important to PlayStation? More important to whom? You enjoyed Deathloop a lot? I thought it was fine. I thought the best thing about Deathloop was the art direction and the voice acting. I thought the actual gameplay left a lot to be desired for. I didn't think it was that great. I really enjoyed Deathloop, says Eugene, but didn't pay for it. I thought it had a unique mechanic and story progression. Yeah, I think, well, I'll actually, you know, I'll agree with that. The way they handled the story was actually pretty cool. I'll agree with that. I just didn't think the gameplay was all that great. Yo, and Brooklyn Breed jumping back in on a Member Plus. I'm pretty sure he was already at Member Plus. I'm going to add it to the total. I just want to make sure. We wanted 5 people to upgrade to Member Plus, and yeah, he's been on that tier for 8 months. We need one more person to upgrade to Member Plus, and then Hunter will drop a 20 bomb on chat. He's getting his haircut. He'll say he'll do it later, but we need one more person to upgrade to Member Plus, and we'll hit that goal. And thank you again to all the new subscribers to the channel as well. It's more important to PlayStation. That's what their brand is built on. Xbox has completely failed in that department, and their main offering now is Game Pass, arguably. So I'd say PlayStation needs exclusives more. They won't really help on Xbox anymore. I mean, I think that's a pretty balanced and measured take. You're right. Exclusives wouldn't do anything for Xbox. That's exactly right. Sony's exclusives have transformed them into a prestige brand. Yeah, I don't know if I would say that Xbox's main offering is Game Pass. That's the one part that I don't know if I agree with, Solemn. I think Xbox's main offering is games. It doesn't matter where you are. Oh, you're on PlayStation, your PC, you play through cloud, you play on mobile, you have an Xbox console. Yeah, we have games. Like, that's why I don't think they've done a lot of Game Pass marketing for Call of Duty, because I think they'd rather you buy it. Like, I don't think their main offering is Game Pass anymore. I think their offering is games. I think when they do their showcases and stuff, I think that's going to be the center stage is, look at all these games we have. And who cares where they land? I don't think Xbox cares where they land. They're just like, yeah, we have games. Vix Vapor, either upgrading or renewing a member plus. Let me check the back end here to see, because YouTube doesn't always tell us. That's a brand new, there it is. That's 5 people. That's a double. That's 562. When you guys upgrade to member plus, I count it as 2. Let's do another one. All right. We got 5 people to upgrade to member plus. Hunter's going to do a 20 bomb. If 5 more people upgrade to member plus, I'll drop a 20 bomb. There you go. Let's get 5 more people to do it. We already got Hunters. Now I'm offering one. PlayStation doesn't need Game Pass. It's funny when UB and EA Play is there. I'm not sure what you mean, Albania. Also on the idea that console sales don't matter. Console sales are why Xbox is putting their games on PlayStation. Yeah, the very thing that really angered Xbox fans earlier this year and that they said wouldn't happen and did, it's because they didn't sell enough consoles. Well, no, I can agree with that, says Solemn, but you can play all their published games on any platform, so I don't count that as much. Game Pass is basically the Xbox-specific thing, if that makes sense. I mean, I think if I try to steel man your argument, Solemn, you're saying the only real thing left that really represents Xbox brand is Game Pass, right? They don't really have. I even saw guys. I saw Ryan McCaffrey of IGN, who has been very visibly biased in favor of Xbox and against PlayStation, and that's fine. But I think it has hurt the reporting and the trustworthiness and the integrity of IGN. I do. I think that's been bad for them, the way that he's conducted himself on Twitter. And he even said on a podcast, and he got agreement that, like, if they're going to do this with Halo's going to go to PlayStation. Everybody was saying, and I listen, I know anytime I say anything, it gets misrepresented because that's what people's currency is lies and hateful, content. That's their only currency. When you're creatively impotent, people don't tune in for you. They tune in for the hate and the lies. I was accused of port begging Halo. It's like, I'm not port begging Halo. It's an analyzation of the market. It's like, we've got insiders saying Halo was considered, and then they come out and say, new engine, new future. That makes sense to say, yeah, it's probably coming to PlayStation. Even the green guys are saying that. If Ryan McCaffrey is saying that, it's like, yeah, even he's like, yeah, it's probably happening. And here's how you get to the conclusion. All right. Oh, you lost your membership, you got gifted and went to Member Plus. Thank you, Brooklyn. Here's how you get to the conclusion. Oh, well, then that's one, Brooklyn. Well, yeah, that's one. Then he did one. We only need 4 for mine then. I'll drop a 20 bomb if 4 more people do it. We'll count Brooklyn's as 1. I'll add 1 more to the total because I didn't count you as a double, Brooklyn. If you literally just upgraded. Here's how you get to the conclusion, okay? You have to ask a question, and this is the question that gets to the heart of the matter. Do first-party exclusives serve any purpose to Xbox anymore? That's the question. You could ask it another way. What purpose does a first-party exclusive serve for Xbox? What purpose does it serve? Like, what's the goal? What are you doing? If let's just say future Halo is an Xbox exclusive, what purpose does that serve? Your console sales are declining at a rapid rate. It's pretty clear that you're backing out of certain markets. And a 50 bomb from Dino Brews! A monster! The Death Star comes out on that one. Unbelievable! The biggest one you can do, and he just dropped it like it is nothing. 613 members. I don't even know. Let's just keep it going. no more surplus, because my man's coming back. My man Hunter's coming back and dropping a 20 bomb. And then I'm going to drop a 20 bomb if just 4 more people upgrade to Member Plus. If you just got gifted a membership, consider upgrading. It's $1. It's $1 more. It's a $6 membership. That is insane. Dino Brews and a 50 bomb from MASH. It's a double whammy 50 bomb. You're going to break YouTube. They're going to call it in and shut me down. They're going to call the fire marshal and say, you can't do this. It's just too hot. Unbelievable. MASH with the back-to-back 50 bomb with Dino Brews. I don't think I've ever seen that. We've been doing this for 4 years on YouTube. I've been on this channel for 3. I don't think I've ever seen a back-to-back 50. That's insane. Sorry for all of the yelling. You guys are like, you're going to get me in trouble at work. Are you watching wrestling? What's happening over there? Whoo! Pack for all? Yeah, dude, that was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that. We're just absolutely taking over chat with members. Rip headphone users. I have a compressor on, so the compressor should have kicked in. Like if I go, yo! It turns the volume. It holds the volume. It holds the volume steady. Turning into a WWE announcer. MASH is officially goated. Jeepers, MASH. MASH is a maniac. I've been saying that MASH needed a tag team partner. He's got more than a tag team partner. A bunch of you jumped in the ring to help this man out. He's been putting the membership on his back. So that's why we want folks to upgrade, man. Get out of the gifted pool. It makes room for more folks. New people get exposed to the content. If you can pick up your own membership, we need you to do that. Kale with 28 months. She says, hype train, but that adds to the total. That's another great reason. That is another great reason to do the Member Plus. All I hear is Lono screaming like a mother. Yeah, thank you for the 2-spot. Mic on the mic. Lono is the next Jim Ross. Bless the compressor. Yeah, it saves you. It saves you. Hang on, Solemn. Let me see what you said. I appreciate you guys that stick around and keep the debate going when chat gets hijacked like that. I mean, it quite literally, it's how I'm able to do this full time. You guys are so insanely generous. We are able to do this Monday through Friday, so many streams, so much content. I literally do this, and it's because of y'all's support. So thank you. Coey with 30 months bumps the line. I'm going to get to your comment in a second, Solemn. That's 665 and a VIP. We got to get somebody to bump that. That's a 666 there on the screen. Thank you so much, Michael, for renewing your membership. All right, here we go. Solemn says, I think they do serve a purpose to get some people to Xbox, but I think it would be more supplementary than a focus. And I don't think Xbox will focus on that much anymore because no real ROI. Yeah, so if that's your answer to what exclusives could do for Xbox, the only way I would take what you're saying and say it's compelling or has traction is if it's timed. And even then, just how strong is a timed exclusive like Indiana Jones? Thank you, Raphael McCoy. Get that 666 off the stream. We don't need that energy up in here. Get that out of here. And another one, Spice King 668 and 669. We got a bunch of superstitious or religious people in the chat. They're like, oh, no. Get thee behind me. And they got that off the screen. Now it's 669, so it's a much better number. Anyway. Yeah, so you have to ask the question, Solemn. How compelling, how impactful is the Indiana Jones timed exclusivity? Like how? Right? And to your point on ROI, they're hurting their ROI, right? Staggered release dates traditionally are not a very good idea. You make all that money initially. You kind of want to, boom, hit the ground running. Hollow Judgment with a 28-month renewal, and it's a Member Plus, so it counts. And it puts us to 670. Thank you so much, Hollow Judgment. What did Albania say about Sony not being smart? Sony are not smart when it comes to subservice. They're new to it. What? They had it first. What are you talking about? What do you mean they're new to it, homie? That's not chronologically correct, brother. No, they're not new to it. You have it backwards, mate. All right, let me check the back end here and see if we have anybody else that has upgraded to Member Plus. Okay, no, we need 4 more people to upgrade to Member Plus. I'm counting Brooklyn's upgrade. If you guys do 4 more upgrades to Member Plus, I will drop a 20 bomb, all right? Use that upgrade command, bump up to $6 out of the $5. It's only $1 more, and you get way more content, way more gameplay. You guys are just destroying the member count today. Not impactful at all in my opinion, but I'm not a huge Indiana Jones myself, so I could see it be underselling. Okay, so let's take Halo. Let's go back to Halo, Solomon. Let's think through this. What's good, Solid Crusader? Let's think through this. From what we know about Halo, it will likely be a single-player game with co-op, with multiplayer, with PvP. It'll kind of have that whole broad brush of offering, right? To me, it would stand to reason that they would want that to be everywhere possible with crossplay at launch day. What's the day record for gifted? Member record, most gifted in a single day was 673. So this right here is not close to that because you've got to go back to the beginning of the stream. When did I pull it up? When did I pull the members up? There it is. We started today with 334, right? 670 minus 334. So we currently have 336. You're basically halfway to the biggest gifted day that we've ever had, like 673. You guys don't have to try to break that goal. It's Jiminy Christmas. It's more helpful to spread it out. That's why we started saying, hey, let's just try to get like 500 members a week gifted, but we also count renewals. We also count upgrades. Like any amount of support we're counting, because like doing all that in one day when we did that, it's like that's great, but then it starts to go to people that are not even familiar with the channel because like YouTube doesn't even know where to put them. That's why we're going to start having goals for like, hey, upgrade and do Member Plus and I'll give you new emotes. Upgrade and do Member Plus and I'll drop a 20 bomb. Like that's why we're doing that. So Hunter's going to come back and do a 20 bomb, and if 4 more people upgrade, I'm going to do a 20 bomb. So I never thought for a minute that Microsoft would keep Harrison Ford as exclusive content. Column says, oof, I personally haven't thought Halo had been good since Halo Reach, and if Halo Infinite is their vision for the franchise. Oh, but that's not the vision for the franchise. No. I think it's clear they're going to take Halo in a very new direction. I think a lot of the people that have argued with me over the years that they don't need to reboot it, they don't need to change it, I don't know. I don't think that they're not going to like the next Halo, I bet. Right? A Member Plus renewal from David. That's 8 months, dude. Thank you so much for hanging with me that much time. I'll double check to see if David just upgraded to a Member Plus. Let's see. Ambush says the sales numbers say a different story with the day and date, but you cook. Who are you debating with, Team Ambush? What are you debating about day and date? Oh, day and date. Oh, yeah, I've seen that coming back up again. I've seen that coming back up again. The idea that like they're going to be going day and date on PC. I still think I'm back what I missed. They did it. They did the 5 Hunter. They upgraded. I'm doing another one. If 4 more people do it, then I'm going to do one as well. So yes, they did the 5 people upgraded. I'm actually checking right now to see if David, who just renewed, he must be celebrating a renewal from a couple of days ago. I can't find him. So almost 700. Yeah, for the week. Absolutely insane. Dave doesn't realize PC Game Pass and PlayStation PC live together. I'm not sure what you mean. Rich Rod with the VIP renewal takes us to 672. And he says, after 19 months of membership, thanks so much. If I want to be honest here, PS Now, PS Plus is factually better than Game Pass. easily more games than PlayStation bangers. If Xbox actually released games, it would be better. And when they do, the games are hit or miss. They have to change Halo. Keep What was great about the game. And there it is, the 20 bomb. Ugh, what the heck? The 20 bomb from Hunter. Thank you so much. I like suddenly had like a fuzz or something. Oh, I wonder if it was from my hoodie. Yeah, I had a hoodie on, like it's like a black fuzz. There it is, 692. Thank you so much, Hunter. Oh my gosh, that's so generous. Guys, the reason Hunter did that is he said, if 5 people upgrade to Member Plus, I'll do it. I said the same thing, and we just need 4 more people. So keep those upgrades going, man. A beard's falling off? Yeah, apparently. It was like a black fuzz. It must have been on my mustache, and I couldn't see it or feel it, and it like fell down when I was screaming. Albania said, I paid $100 and I can stream all my games. That's new. Yeah, but again, I'm pretty sure, didn't PlayStation have the ability to stream their games first? I'm not saying it was any good, but I'm pretty sure they had that first, did they not? I think Ubisoft might need to get bought out. I think it's going to happen, King Xbox. I do. I think Ubisoft's about to get purchased, for sure. Mm-hmm. Guys, we're an hour into the broadcast, man. We're crushing it. Hopefully you can be here for the rest of today's content because we are going to be checking out Starship Troopers. I got a code for that. There will be a stream tonight where you can come beat the crap out of me in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero because we hit an incredible weekly record. Take a quick second and smash the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and consider jumping in as a member. And we're trying to get 4 more people to upgrade, and then I'll bless some people and I'll drop a 20 bomb. So consider upgrading your membership to the Plus or the VIP. Tony did it first, but it's always been abysmal. Yeah, I don't think it only recently got good. Yeah, but he was arguing that it's new, and it's like, no, it's not. That's the problem. Is you're arguing that something's new that isn't. You want me to let people know what console? I mean, you guys went so crazy. I could buy it on both, and we could take turns. I guess we should take a poll. If like 20 people will show up for PlayStation and like 1 or 2 for Xbox, I won't buy it twice. But if it's an even split down the middle, you know, we'll need to do that when we're actually in the stream. Because right now, if I did a poll, you'd have people voting that aren't even going to be here just to cheer for their team, and then it'd get confusing. It's like there are 600 people here right now, and a ton of them would be voting for Xbox, and they wouldn't even show up. They would just be voting. So we might have to do that later in a members only stream to basically say, hey, no, there's no crossplay for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, unfortunately. It's always a bummer when games like that launch without crossplay. PlayStation Plus launched in 2010. Xbox launched games with gold in 2013. PS Now came out in 2015. Yeah, I don't think you could argue that like Xbox did it first, or this, these guys over here. That if you're going to argue the timeline, actually argue the chronology of it. Great numbers for Sparking Zero so far. I think the normal edition's out now. Yeah, I mean, I could always get it on PC. Wherever you guys are playing. I think it's probably going to end up being PlayStation. I think most of you are probably on PS5. And Game Pass came out in 2017. Yeah, I mean, Game Pass was the Xbox was. That's what's so funny is everybody's like, yeah, dude, PlayStation's out here copying Xbox, and it's like, no, chronologically, no. What do you mean? PlayStation did all of these things first. And then, before Jim Ryan left, he said, the reason we don't do day and date with our big titles is because of the virtuous cycle. He was just transparent about why they don't do that. And it's like, I'm kind of glad you don't. Rich Rod gifts a member and gets us to $6.93 for the week. PlayStation Now was launched in 2014, which is when Sony onboarded a streaming service, and then it evolved into the ability to download games, says Street Shadow. You know, when you argue who did it first, it's because you can't argue quality. Well, that's what I mean. PS Now, PS Plus was never a focus for Sony as Game Pass is for Xbox, so PS Plus was just a discount service. I mean, homie, the goalposts are moving so quickly. I feel like I'm playing like in a shooting gallery or something. It's just like they're just moving down the line. A fighting game in 2024 with no rollback or crossplay is wild. Thank you for the 5-spot, Sneaky Wolf. They released a sales trajectory chart for Horizon Forbidden West to show why they don't. Right. Exactly. You're not debating about, honestly, I don't even think you're debating about who did it first anymore. Now you're debating about, well, who focused on it more and who did a better job. Do we need to go to the FTC trial? Now, some of you are like, why are we debating this? Let me give you a little catch up. So if you're just tuning in, Xbox responded to people claiming that they were no longer going to be able to buy their Xboxes in Saudi Arabia, right? So, Xbox responded. Would you like to hear their response? This is their response. They said that, quote, Xbox devices are available in all current Xbox hardware supported countries, including Saudi Arabia. That's not an answer to the question. That's not, hey, are you going to stop providing stock to Saudi Arabia? They didn't say yes or no. They said Xbox devices are available in all current Xbox hardware supported countries, including Saudi Arabia. They went on to say, console availability may vary by country, but Xbox games can be played on consoles, PCs, and phones, tablets, or TVs where Xbox Cloud Gaming is available. Now, I observed last night in the Discord, I said, that's a non-answer. They're not really answering the question. Like, hey, is this true? Are you going to stop providing Xboxes to Saudi Arabia as a region? And they're not like, no, that's not true. That's not a reliable piece of information. They don't say that. Now, I'm not the only one that thought that. Tom Warren from The Verge observed the same thing. He says, I've seen reports about Microsoft potentially pulling Xbox consoles in Saudi Arabia. While you can still buy an Xbox in this region, reports suggest retailers won't be able to purchase new stock of consoles soon. Microsoft's comment doesn't directly address the stock rumors. Tom Warren is correct. It doesn't. It's just like when the Xbox CFO said, you're going to see a bit of a change of strategy. You're going to see our first-party games going to PlayStation and Nintendo, who are formerly considered competitors. And Phil Spencer does an interview and doesn't address that at all. He says, we have no plans to put Game Pass on PlayStation and Nintendo. And what do people do? Same outlet, by the way. Same outlet. It was Windows Central. Gets the interview with Phil. Phil does the wave of the hand and the sleight of hand. And he's like, yeah, no, it wasn't an ace of spades. This was an ace of hearts. And it's like, everyone's like, oh, thank you, Phil. Do you remember all the cheering? Thank you, Phil. I told you ponies that first-party games weren't going to PlayStation, you ponies. You ponies, you pork-begging ponies. 2 months later, Phil sits down. Just 4 games. Just 4. Are those 4 games Indiana Jones and Starfield? They are not Indiana Jones and Starfield. Yep, told you ponies. Told you pork-begging ponies. You're not getting Starfield and Indiana Jones. A couple months later, Indiana Jones is going to PlayStation. And here we are again. Reports coming out that retailers are being told you're not going to be getting these consoles anymore in your region. Xbox, Microsoft, do you have a reply? Do you have a response to this? And it's, well, I mean, there are consoles available in the region right now. I mean, console availability varies, and if it does, I mean, you can play our games anywhere. What the frick? Like, doesn't anybody see? Haven't you caught on to the pattern? When the bad thing gets leaked, When the bad thing gets leaked, Xbox goes, look over there. And then it comes out. Has anybody, you haven't learned yet? Your games are going to go to PlayStation. No, they're not. He was talking about ABK. Thank you, Phil Spencer. Thank you, Phil. 3 months later. Yeah, we're doing it. Oh, but just 4 games. It's not Indiana Jones and Starfield. A couple months later, here comes Indiana Jones. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. Wake up. Oh yeah, Xbox is pulling out of a region on the heels of learning that year over year, they're down again in their sales. And you think it's weird that they might pull out of Saudi Arabia? Oil. Talking about you cooking? Pff, smack the water and run. Like, it's the same thing. That's a non-answer. It's a non-answer, dude. You think it's interesting too. I mean, I think this is interesting. This happens right before the fourth quarter. Right before the fourth quarter. Holidays, right? You can't have it out there that Xbox is dialing back their console efforts because they just announced a bunch of different versions of the console that you can buy, right? And then the white Series X digital version or whatever. It's like, you can't have that as a headline. You know, we're pulling out of the console race. Like, nobody's buying them. I just hope Xbox fans have a reason to feel great about the brand or gaming in general. We'd love to have you at PlayStation, says Broken Lobo. Let's game. PS5 is a top seller in Amazon. Daniel, what do you mean? Are you talking about the PS5 Pro? A $10 super chat tip from Street Shadow. Sony paid that PS Plus is used to reignite of games after a game's premium release, like movies starting in the theaters, then going to streaming services and pay-per-view. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Sony bows down to MLB player union, basically, or the show would have no real players. And a 20 bomb from Smiley. Unreal. What is going on? 7-13. I don't have any more incentives. We're just going. We're going to the moon. Smiley, you madman. I was just going to the back end to see. I was going to the back end to see if anybody else had upgraded because I'm going to do a 20 bomb. Nobody else has. We need 4 people. I need 4 of you to upgrade to Member Plus, and then I'll drop a 20 bomb. Smiley just did it. He just did it for the fun of it. Pulling out of the console efforts in a region that wants consoles. Meanwhile, Sony is starting their MENA Hero initiative. Is that what you would say? Would you say MENA or would you say MENA? Like USA, we don't say USA. Do people speak MENA as an acronym or do they say MENA? Because I've just been saying MENA, but I think I might be wrong to do that. We just got to knock out 2 weeks of goals, right? I told you guys I wasn't doing surplus this week. I'm not doing surplus because it kills the next week. I'm serious, it does. It always kills the next week. It's like, it doesn't help. It's bad. Counting MAUs is why people fail to grasp why Sony is on top. It's about conveying passion for your games. It's all about the games. I'm about to start saying USA. Hang on. MENA stands for Middle East and North Africa. People probably say MENA, right? Yeah. The abbreviation MENA is pronounced as a word, not as the letters, according to Google AI. Yeah. You mean these aren't going to carry over? If they carry over, I mean, I guess we could say they carry over. The last couple times we've done that, it's murdered the next week. I'm happy to let them carry over. I said when we got to 500, I said, we're not doing surplus this week, and people just started going crazy anyway. Yeah, this, according to Google AI, MENA is pronounced as a word, not as letters. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what Google is saying. Like I said, you don't say USA, you say USA. People say USA just like they say EU. Yeah, like FIFA. People don't say FIFA, they say FIFA. Right. When it almost makes a word, you say it. Yeah, you say FIFA. Nobody says NBA, NBA or NBA. Like, that would be stupid. Thanks for tuning back in to the NBA finals. Keep it down low. You're going to have a hard time coaching the little ones with no voice. Super chat, by the way. Oh, did I miss a super chat? What? Yeah, I don't think I missed a super chat. Audio. Why is it saying my audio bitrate? Steam's audio current bitrate is lower than the recommended. I didn't even get quiet for that long. Chill out, YouTube. My audio bitrate. I'm yelling. I'm saying USA from now on. AMA. Okay, so it's pronounced MENA. We solved it. MLB The Show. Never knew her. Oh, you play backyard baseball? There you go. USA, USA instead of USA, USA. Jiminy Christmas. NBA, we're the world champions. Well, only the US plays on it. What? We're not talking sports balls. Stop that. Stop it. Thank you, everybody who has contributed to today as well. Seriously, it means a lot. It really does mean a lot. It does. I'm still dangling my 20 bomb if you guys want it. Backyard Baseball's out on PC, by the way. Yeah. Sven put it in the Discord like he's just joking around. Party in the USA. Yeah, it keeps telling me that my audio bitrate's too low. Does your current... The audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. What the frick? That YouTube's going crazy. No, you didn't. Your chat's super sane today. Yeah, my chat's going crazy. My chat is super today. Maybe the yelling is breaking the YouTube audio controls. They're like, hey, can you keep it down, man? Can you keep it down? Can you stop? Finally finished the Shrek Power Wash Sim DLC. What you know about basketball? Very little, Very little. So, if you guys are just tuning in, we covered a whole host of gaming topics. Let's move the conversation to something else. We've kind of gone in a circle with the fan fiction about Xbox. We've had our fun with that. I want to ask you guys what you think about this Concord situation, okay? So, Concord is making updates on the back end of Steam. One of the things they've been updated is called PVE mode. All right. What would it take for you to get back into Concord in any respect at all? Right. There are people saying, that it would need to. This is indicating it's going to come back as free to play. I don't think the updates on Steam point to that. I think it's just going to have to automatically come back as free to play because nobody will buy it after what happened. He used to say layups versus alley-oops. That's true. That's true. I also grew up cheering for the Charlotte Hornets when they were kind of at their peak with Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, and Muggsy Bogues, right? I'm OG, okay? I'm from way back. My brother cheered for the Bulls. So, one of us had a much better time than the other watching basketball. He got to be, and live through the three-peat, and Michael Jordan, and Kukoc, and Pippen, and Rodman. Anyway, young bloods don't know about that, all right? Some of you young bloods don't know about that, but that was the era that I grew up in. The greatest! Anyways, you don't have to worry about the bitrate issue. It happens occasionally. Well, it'll actually happen if I walk away and, like, there's no music playing or something like that, and if the stream just goes totally quiet. Yeah. Anyways. They did it 3P twice. That's true. So, play the game if it comes back, if it's actually good. Yeah, Grandmama. I remember Grandmama. Excuse me. Anyway, for me, the only way I come back to Concord if it switches to a purely PVE game. For real. I don't think Concord comes back as the game we knew. If it does come back, it will likely be something completely different. That's what I mean. Number one, I don't think free to play is a question. Like, that just has to happen. Like, no one's going to pay for that game. Nobody. Nobody is putting down money on Concord's comeback. No way. So it has to be free to play. Remove the pronouns. I don't give a frick about pronouns, homie. That kind of stuff is in games like Deadlock and Baldur's Gate 3. Nobody gives a frick about that if the game is good. That stuff just gets ignored. Nobody pays any attention to it, okay? It's a great way to make, YouTube videos and grift, but nobody gives a frick about that. That's not why that game failed. That game failed because there's no market for it. Right? You see all these people that are like blaming it on the character design and blaming it on the pronouns. Listen, homie, all those characters could have been half naked and hot, and every dude could have been tough, and they could have been saying things like, my pronouns are kick and ass. Like, they could have done all of that, and that game still would have failed. Because nobody wanted a 5v5 hero shooter that was basically a mismatch of Destiny and Overwatch. Oh, and it's a hero shooter without ultimates. None of that would have changed the fact that the game, there wasn't an audience for the game. Like, that was just the easy target. Like, if you think if that game comes back oozing with, traditional, sort of exaggerated masculine, yeah, dude. No, that no one gives a frick about a 5v5 hero shooter, and it's a hero shooter without ultimates. It could have been Space Marine and strippers. Yeah. Let's be real, though. If the lady characters were like that, it would have lasted longer than 2 weeks for sure. I mean, maybe it's a first-person shooter. There's something to be said for Stellar Blade and First Descendant. You can see your dadgum character, right? I just don't think it. I don't think if it comes back and it's still 5v5 hero shooter and they've made adjustments to things, it's like, yeah, you guys weren't listening then. If that's what they plan on doing. I don't think that Concord will completely remove the PvP arena shooter. I think that they have to add something significantly different than free to play. I agree with you. Siri with the $5 super chat tip. No one can tell me that hero shooters aren't the worst FPS genre. Devices says, I'll be waiting for Concord's return. Thrifty says, I disagree. Saying my pronouns are kick and ass is already better writing than what I saw from the game. Right, but again, Thrifty, the point, the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is, like, they could have gone in there and added all of that. A bunch of booba and a bunch of tight-fitting outfits and a bunch of, like, 90s movie male aggression, and it wouldn't have changed anything. Nobody would have been like, it's a good game now. It actually looks pretty fun. It was fun. I played it for an afternoon and I said, there's nothing here. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing here. Like, I'm telling you, games like that have no staying power. It's related to one of the other stories in my rundown from the opening of the show. You know, marathon pre-orders are going forward. And I just keep saying, like, no, cancel that game and cancel Fair Games. I don't think these games have a shot. I don't think they do. Because I think the dilemma is you're trying to enter the PvP live service landscape. And I just keep saying, it's a fool's errand. You've had games come out that have been successful and have had good reception with the finals and with X-Defiant. And they're facing the exact same problem that every other single game that tries to do this is going to face. You're just going to lose players. You're not going to keep your players. I think adding a single-player campaign and making the PvP arena shooter a mode is the way forward. I think it instantly changes the trajectory of the game for everyone. I think it needs to be a, 4-person squad or 5-person squad PvE looter. That's what I think. I like the game. I really can't express that enough. I'm convinced most that clown on it never played it. What are you guys talking about? Are you talking about Concord? I want them to win. As gamers, we should want them to win. Real lives on the lines, careers. We want devs to remain creative. I mean, yes and no. I want good games to flourish and bad games to flop. That's what we want. That's what should happen. 3-person, 4-person, yeah. It doesn't matter. I think the way that the teams work, I don't think you could take all those characters and just be like, yeah, just pick one to play a single player game with, because you have people that are focused on, offense and defense and DPS and healing. Like, you have characters that play certain roles, so you would need some measure of co-op, like squad-based PvE content. You can't just be like, yeah, go play by yourself. I wasn't interested at the time, but I will buy it now. You weren't interested, you'll buy what now? Concord felt good to play, but it looked awful. Yeah, I don't think that it needed PvE. When I saw that opening scene where they were like talking about their heist or whatever, and they got in that big shootout, I thought the same thing. I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be great. This is going to be, some kind of a co-op, some kind of a looter, some kind of a something, some kind of a squad-based game. Concord, if it returns. I mean, I'll check it out just out of pure curiosity. I don't know if they can pull an ugly Sonic. Like, hey, somebody ordered some coffee. Raphael McCoy ordered the best of both worlds. If you guys are coffee drinkers and you're unaware, he'd be back in the habit of putting the coffee in the frame. This is not a sponsor. This is something that I own. We have a light roast and a dark roast. You can always check out reforgeroast.com. That's another great way to support the channel, especially if you're already drinking coffee. I know how you feel about Concord. I respect the opinion. I just don't agree. What part don't you agree with, Divisive Gaming? I disagree. I don't think that looter is going to hit for everyone the way it hit for you. A co-op single-player PvE campaign with add-on content later and a PvP arena shooter mode. No. I covered Destiny for long enough to know that what you're describing is not tenable, and I'll tell you why. You have to give people some type of a playground, not a linear campaign, because the linear campaign takes way too much work. You can't do that. You can't go and build some crazy big huge PvE campaign and then add to it later. You can't do that. It takes too long. Destiny is sitting there telling you it's not possible. All you gotta do is look at what Destiny did. They started moving away from these big, super long DLC campaigns, and they started focusing more on loopable content. right? Now, they might have gone through a phase where they were doing a little bit more campaign, but that was one of the primary pain points for Destiny, was we can't create enough content to keep up. If you start giving people PvE campaigns, no, dude, no. You got to give them areas. You drop down, you fight through waves of enemies, mini boss, big boss, drops the stuff. Now you got to try to get out. And you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. Take inspiration from Helldivers. Ain't no way they can build enough content to stay ahead. People would burn through the campaign, and then what? Go play PvP? You see what I'm saying? I think it's a question of bandwidth. I don't think you can create enough content. I think that's why a lot of Destiny's content moved in that direction. Everyone likes to clown Bungie for their GDC talk, but that's literally what they found out. They can't wait so long between content. Yes, and it takes such a long time to build it. If you put out a campaign right now for Concord, when you can actually add more campaign content down the line, it's going to be too long. No one's going to care. You need loopable content. Listen, you've got to decide. You've got to decide what you want to do. Do you want to make a campaign game that you can also play together? Or are you making a live service game? What are you making? The difference between what you're talking about, what I'm talking about, is the campaign like space and mission updates, like what they're doing with Space Marine 2. Yeah, again, Space Marine 2 was built from the ground up for that. What you're talking about, I don't think they would have the time to do. Get away from the live service aspect, sell a good game instead, and make your money back. I mean, I think there's room for both. I think there's room for games like Helldivers, and I think there's room for games like, I think there's room for games like a single player game, like God of War or Horizon. I think there's room for both. Like I don't think you have to do one or the other. I firmly believe that you can do both. I think that dichotomy is weird because like there's so many successful live service games. There's so many of them. I don't think we want to have I don't want the industry to be overwhelmed with live service games, but it's like there are so many live service games to act like, well, no more. We're at our limit, or that's. Hang on, I'm trying to type. I gotta get Starship Troopers Extermination. We got a code on PS5 for that game. And I've got to schedule it right now. We can keep talking. We can keep hanging. We're not going to go for a little bit. Spanish anti-woke weirdos trying to out-cringe the competition. Good night. These people can't be serious. This is what Angela we deserved in Silent Hill 2 Remake, and not the man with the wig they gave us. The woke virus destroys everything it touches. Man, I'd be worried about your brain being destroyed by whatever the frick. That's the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen. I'm to the point where I think some of these people, it's not even real. I don't even think it's real. I think they just say it because they know it'll get a reaction. Like, they absurd Photoshop of a character to make him look ridiculous. Like, no way, dude. No way. I don't even think a lot of these people are real. I think it's like, what's it look like? I don't even want to show it to you. It's like, it quite literally is like the hyper exaggerated anime. I mean, they made her breasts enormous, and there's just a giant hole in her shirt. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It was like, What? Yeah, the Silent Hill 2 remake has been well received. It has, but you know, there's a lot of incel energy out there, bro, and it runs deep. Like that kind of Photoshop work, that's freaking degenerate. That's just weird. It honestly makes me feel uncomfortable. Like I feel like I need to write a tweet longer and be like, yeah, your tweets make me feel uncomfortable. Just what the frick? It was like when the people made, Aloy look like she was on the cover of like a Maybelline, commercial, and they're like, this is so much better. I'm like, man, you need to touch grass. Jiminy Christmas. You need therapy. These people need freaking therapy, dude. It's bad. It's real bad. It's real bad. Anyway, we're going to be shifting gears here in a moment to check out the Starship Troopers game. Guys, do me a favor, smash the like button. If you're interested in that game, you'll be able to see it. We did get a code, so appreciate that. And we still do have a standing offer. Don't worry about this. This goal doesn't matter. We've hit that goal. We've crushed that goal. But I said that I would drop a 20 bomb. I'll bless 20 people if we get 4 people to upgrade to Member Plus. So if 4 of you bump up to the $6 member as opposed to $5, it's only $1 more, I will drop a 20 bomb. That is still offered. Hunter already did his. He did one. I'm offering another one. Brooklyn Breed says, I don't want to see Halo on PlayStation, mainly because I don't want to see how the green team is going to act on Twitter. I mean, there's 2 choices. Okay. I see the one choice as acceptance, and I think we're seeing acceptance from people. We are. We're seeing acceptance. There are people that are just like, yeah, this is happening. Upgrade to VIP counts. Yes. Yes. Anybody who upgrades to VIP. Yeah, I just need 4 people to do it. 4 more. We're going to start doing that. Like, hey, if I can get 5 people in a given day to upgrade, I'll do something crazy. Right? Thank you, Big Willie. I'm going to check on the back end and see if that's an upgrade today. I think there's 2 choices, right? I think you're seeing people already resolve to the acceptance about it. They're just like, yeah, this is happening. There it is. Big Willie just did it. He's been 0 days at Member Plus. 0 days. That's 2. 2 people did it. We need 3 more. We need 3 more to upgrade. You can do a Member Plus or a VIP. I don't mean renew. I mean literally change your level, like upgrade and increase, not like just renew. Plenty of people have renewed today, and thank you. What model glasses do you wear? I wear, and I am partnered with Gamer Advantage, so I'm wearing their glasses right now. One of the reasons I like their glasses is because of the sunglass attachments that make it extremely easy. One thing I've never liked as a wearer of glasses is having to have like a separate pair for sunglasses. I actually haven't worn these ones in a while. They were just under a box. They're a little bit bigger and they're a little bit heavier, but a lot of their frames have an optional and, very flexible sort of, you can see how it's like flexible right there, and you just magnet them right on. And almost all of their glasses have that. So that's one of the reasons I like them. As somebody who wears headphones and games, they're super light, they're super thin. Yeah, so if you use my code over there, it does support me. You gifted upgrades cost $1. You cannot gift an upgrade. It's not possible. Oh, when a gifted person upgrades, it should just prorate it. Yes, it should make them pay like $1 or maybe half of $1. I don't even know what it is. After some time, YouTube doesn't let you upgrade, by the way. It treats it as a new membership, so it's better to wait until the current month finishes, and then you get Plus or VIP since it charges you the full amount. No, I've had people do it, Nitro, and they only pay the proration of the $1. I'm fairly certain somebody did it just the other day, and they showed me. It's like a proration. It's not, you don't pay for the full amount. You shouldn't. Now he thinks it's cool. I don't think I'm cool. I am cool. Yeah. So we'll still let you guys do this in the next thing. in the next thing, which we need to kind of get ready for. Okay. Let's go here. No, it's only $1, says Hotshot. Kingslayer says it's $1. Yeah. Yeah. It's possible if you upgrade at the very end of the month, Nitro, it might have charged you the full amount. It might have charged you the full amount if you upgraded like right at the end, but it should not do that. If somebody just gifted you a member, it should be $1 to upgrade. For me, it showed after a while I tried to upgrade again and then upgrade went away and it said change level and then it went to charge me the full $6. That sounds like you did it after it expired. That's what that sounds like to me. That sounds like you did it after it expired. I don't know. Everybody else that's done it has been like, yeah, it's $1. You just bump up. It's real easy. And then you're paying for your own membership from that point on. You're making room for other people. How do I do it on iPhone? Best way to do it on iPhone is to open up your browser, go incognito, log in, and then request the desktop site. And then you go to the membership tab and it'll let you do it. iPhone's really finicky. It's, yeah. It's really finicky. No, I'm not doing that. I was still a member in the current month. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why it did that to you, Nitro. It shouldn't have done that. So it could have been a ghost in the machine. It could have been a glitch. There are people that have done it lately and not had that issue. So who knows? Who knows? It could have been anything. But or maybe they fixed it. Maybe that's how it was back then, and you know, maybe they have fixed it. Main missions. How do you get into the tutorial? That's really weird. They offered me the tutorial in Starship Troopers, and now it's gone. Performance. Control. Invert. Yes. Stone Spire gifts a member. He's like, you think we're done, dude? Takes it to 714. I think I know what Stone Spire is going to do. He's going to try to round this out to 715 and tempt the 10 bomb, and then I'll owe more. Yo, it's good. Please enter a name. There it is. I knew he was going to do it. Stone Spire cannot resist to do the bomb dunker setups. They can't. Would you like to build more? There's a building tutorial as well. So I think I'll do, there's main missions and there's chapter 1. I bet you chapter 1 is the tutorial. In Starship Troopers. That would be my assumption. So hope this game's really good. MASH. And a 10 bomb from MASH. Am I all paid up? I can't even remember. We were at 330, right? We were at 330. So I need to see if... And the Agent of Chaos is DJB as he pushes us to 726. I got to figure out where we were at the beginning. Hang on. I need to see if I'm all paid up because I don't know how many I've gifted now. You guys have gone so crazy. I've lost track of if I owe you or if I don't. All right, hang on. There it is. So 334 is what we started at. 726 minus 334. So you're 8 shy of 400 members on the day, right? You're 8 members shy of doing 400 members on the day. The record's like 600 something. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've done 6. I've done 6 5 bombs. Okay, 6 5 bombs. So let's just take 400 and divide it by the 25. Did I like... Oh, when you guys did the big 50 bombs and stuff. I don't know when I stopped, because according to this, I would owe you... I should have done it 16 times instead of just the 6. Because 25, there's 16 25s and 400. Welcome back, Craig. I'm doing the math right? If you guys get 8 more, if you hit 400 total members on the day, I should have gifted 16 different times? Because every 25 is a 5. I don't even know at this point. Oh no, I would owe you a 50 bomb, because I think when you guys blew past 600 and 700, that would be like 40. And then another 10. Yeah, that'd be a 50 bomb. That would basically be like 10 5 bombs. Love this community. Welcome back, XCal with the VIP. Mash. And a 5 bomb from Mash. Emini Christmas Mash. Mash is just like, I will never stop. He's like, you can't make me. A single gifted from XCal. Thank you, XCal, for not just renewing, but paying it forward to somebody else as well. Yeah, I think I owe you guys 50. I'll do a 50 bomb when we get into the new stream. That's what I'm going to do. I'll do a 50 bomb when we get into the new stream. Confusion. Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys went so crazy, I lost track, and I wasn't keeping up with how many I was supposed to do. So, let's go here. There we go. Okay, sound's coming through. Let me get the goal down there. Hey, PB just became a member plus. We need, what did we say? 2 more to do it, and I was going to do an additional. Dude. Thank you so much, dude. PB, that counts as a double. That's 735 on the day. Jiminy Christmas. Love to see people doing those member pluses, man. That's the big focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we counted Brooklyn's as 8. Yeah, we need 2 more people to do a VIP upgrade or a member plus upgrade or a brand new one at those levels. And then I'll owe you an additional 20. So I'm going to do the 50 bomb when we get over into this stream. I'm going to give you guys a link. Okay, I'll do an announcement as well in the Discord. This isn't going to be the smoothest transition. Okay. Starship Troopers Extermination. All right, get the tweet going. All right, I'm going to spam a link in chat. That's where we're headed. Like I said, I'm going to do a 50 bomb when we get over there. I'm actually going to, let me just click on this and start.
The SOG, you may be wondering. In the war, you're being, let me, now, I need time to test your metal, trooper. Caves need clear.
Great.
Kill them all! I'm doing my part.
Perfect. All right, I want to just get in the game and make sure everything's working before I start the stream. It's sometimes you start a stream and they're like, "Hey, we have to connect. We have to download this or textures or blah blah blah." Okay. All right, perfect. All right, here we go. Thanks so much for checking out this video. This is going to be me diving in for the very first time. I have not played this yet. This is Starship Troopers Extermination gameplay. I was given a code through Keymailer, so thank you to the developers and the publishers for providing me with the code to play this. If you like this game, if you like this content, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit subscribe. I just came from a talk show. I do gaming news coverage all throughout the week, so subscribe to the channel if you want that kind of variety content. I'm going to end the previous stream and redirect folks over, and then I am going to drop a 50 bomb of members on the channel because we had a huge day and hit a